for playing Button Smash.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Button Smash.
Yes.
Hey,
Smashing buttons. That's the sound of smashing buttons, by the way. This is just the word. Smashing buttons.
Smash-
We're just gonna put in a bunch of
buttons.
mashing keystrokes in post. That's the ticket.
That's
There it is.
how we up the quality here. What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Surge of the Bad Coyote Funky. Here we are today talking about the latest news that's happened this week in video games and video game industry with everybody in chat, everyone who's listening on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Spreaker, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you can listen to a podcast. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys out there listening. Give us some good feedback, some not so good feedback. Whatever you can do.
All feedback is good feedback. It's like, Oscar Wilde said, the only thing.
But also, who asked? And speaking of asking, joining us today on the very special Button Smash podcast, you know him, you love them, Booster Greg.
I'm not prepared to ever be the first one.
I know, that's what I call it.
Every time. What is going on, everyone that came over from roguematter.com? Hello, we see you. We like you. And special hello to our wonderful marketing team for sending out the tweet tonight or yesterday or whenever they sent it out. We appreciate you and we love you.
Boom. We also love Days Mac.
Damn it! No.
I got picked not last. All right. This is good. This is not like gym class. Good evening, everybody.
And we also have TV's Casey.
I can't believe you guys picked Crutchy before me. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, yeah. So guys, tonight we're going to be talking about some recent events that have happened in the video game industry. One that recently popped up today that I had no idea we were going to talk about. And Casey, can you tell me about the drama that happened with one of the chief management people, I don't think he's a CEO, of Google Stadia?
You're burying the lead there. See, I was going to read it and say, here's a hot take from Twitter. Can you guess who it's from?
Go for it.
So Alex Hutchinson, who is the creative director of Google Stadia, or as I have just been informed by someone else on the internet, he's the creative director from another game studio that was purchased by Google. So who knows what this man's profession really is? But what he had to say is somewhat of a, I don't want to say a dark future or what could be for streaming games, but that you don't really buy the game, you buy the license to play the game, but not like a license to stream it. And streaming has been in like a very legal sort of gray area for a long time. Like, are these people allowed to do this? Like, is it free marketing? Like, but what if they give them the codes? And it has been exploding on Twitter. It's wild. What was your perspective?
So first of all, that's not quite the whole story there. Recently, what kind of happened is a whole bunch of content creators got issued emails. Also, Twitch issued a tweet that was just basically like, hey, y'all are suspect with your DMCA usage right now. And guess what? We're not putting up with it anymore. We've deleted your VODs like that have it. And starting actually as of yesterday, you're on your own. Like that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what kind of brought everything into this foray. And this is not the first time this has happened, right? Like I feel like we got this a couple months ago, or maybe it was right when the pandemic started. You know what? Time is all just like wibbly wobbly right now. So it doesn't really matter when this happened, just that it did.
Time is an illusion. We live in a hologram. Twitter is the only true source of news.
So basically, the first time around, a lot of content creators like, all right, just delete your VODs, whatever, it's fine. Or it wasn't VODs, it was delete your clips specifically is what everyone was worried about. And like just do that, like anything slightly suspect, just get rid of it. Fine, right? Now Twitch is not giving any information as to which content is actually being affected, and they're not telling you how you were in violation, so you can't prepare yourself, even though they say we're telling you this so you can prepare yourself later.
It's insane.
So now what's going on is everyone is just like, well, I guess I just have to delete 8 years of VODs, or like a lifetime, a career's worth of backlog, because I don't want to risk getting permanently banned from the platform. I don't want to risk getting into any trouble myself. And this story is still developing even as we're talking about it now. Now it's a matter of does anyone even really understand what a DMCA strike is? Where does Twitch fall into it? All of that kind of craziness. So what now people are saying, so if you're not familiar with the first go around, you can't play popular music. You can't play music that's not yours, right? As a Twitch streamer, it is very tempting to just throw on Spotify for some background music just so there's no dead air and just like vibe out. Or even if you're creating content like our friend Mergles is making her own animated movie live on Twitch. There are people who just draw on Twitch. There's like Marvel comic book artists who just like stream on Twitch and just kind of like whatever they're working on, if they can show it, they'll show it online. It's really cool. But you have music in the background because you're not always talking, you're not always entertaining. You have to focus at some point. You can't do that. So some people have made DMCA free playlists for you to enjoy. Usually you should be pretty okay if it's video game music, stuff like that. These have been kind of ground rules since that first strike. Now it's just like people are like, what the hell? I'm not using anything anymore. All my old stuff is gone. What are these about? What is this strike about? Do we want to talk about the tinfoil hat conspiracy?
Yeah. Let's go into it.
All right. So one of the content creators that I super appreciate and am like super into, and he's just awesome. He's the founder of Stream Beats, Alpha Gaming, Harris Heller, all around pretty good dude in my opinion. Never met him personally, just from like creeping on his Twitch page. He seems like a pretty good guy. He came up with this theory, and a lot of people seem to be talking about it as well. Actually, I don't know if he came up with it, but he's the first one I heard say it. Twitch released a software or a service called Twitch Soundtrack, which is full of DMCA copyright-free music that you can use on your streams. Now, they're saying that everyone had a DMCA strike.
What a strange
And they're not being
coincidence of
specific.
timing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, right? Is that they're not
Yeah.
being specific about what that strike was. Typically, you were given an opportunity to appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You were told what it was, and then you were muted in your VOD, right? That happened to me. And it was one of my closest friends, right? He was, in a like a pop band, and I played his music for like maybe 4 minutes. And I was like, oh, well, he actually doesn't own the song. The label does. A bot scrubbed it and was like, yeah, we're doing that. It didn't happen this go around, but it happened like 3 or 4 months ago. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. But okay, like I can't get his permission. I have to get the label's permission, which he is no longer part of. So it's weird timing, but it's also they're not being like super vague about it. And then they're like, oh, by the way, like we have this streaming service here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I'm personally, I downloaded it. I got into the beta. I never actually fired it up on stream because I was listening to the music, and it was like they have different genres, right? They have rock and metal and all that, and that's one of my biggest criticisms about Stream Beats is they just don't have those genres yet. But I started listening to it, and I was just like, this is garbage.
Yeah,
I would just rather listen to a genre that I'm not super into than just listen to this. The genre that I'm super into. So
I've also been doing that. I've been listening to Harris's Stream Beats, and like I'm not really into electronic music necessarily. I'll throw this on, much better than what they have going for them right now.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Twitch. So I'm like, wow, okay, like it's getting.
Apparently, there's reports of people who are listening to even video game music like Final Fantasy get DMCA'd as well. It's just like, so where do we draw the line here? You can't listen to like original soundtracks, OSTs.
You gotta turn the game audio off.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Silence.
and what's crazy is that like, people are going to get DMCA, like guys who play like GTA roleplay. You can't turn on the radio. You got to have that off.
Right.
And think about this: some of the top streamers who are 100% screwed, the Just Dance streamers. Streamers who just because that game is all licensed music.
I think a lot of people that are watching that are probably just turning the volume down anyway, though.
I mean,
yeah.
I can watch Just Dance viewers with one hand.
we're gonna delete Casey.
Anyway,
What?
But here's the other thing too that's kind of like interesting about it. You can also technically get it just by humming the tune to a song on stream, by singing a song on stream yourself, by covering a song on stream. You too could be the victim of a strike. So
yeah,
and you'll never know what it was.
Well,
so I mean, technically, technically speaking, Twitch is not obligated to really let anyone know about DMCA strikes. Copyright strikes, I think, are different. But DMCA strikes are kind of like a different kind of ballpark altogether. So there's been a lot of investigation going on about that. But what is very, very like weird to think about is they could have developed a system already by the time Twitch started until now.
Oh, of
course. But they haven't. They haven't. It took YouTube like 8 years to figure out something, but they figured it out. So like if they're the first to crack it, just copy.
Twitch is always like notoriously behind everything that every content creator on the platform wants. And you've got like people who've been on here since like the beginning who've always said like, oh yeah, I've asked for this for like X amount of time, this amount of time. You got people who are like, oh, this is kind of what I wanted. And I asked them about this like a year or two ago in a meeting when they all got us together. Yeah, you have different creators who are like, oh, like, so some of this is like, you have like this implemented, this like, it would rather be like an interface change or something with mobile or whatever. They're like, yeah, something I asked for like a while. But so something that blew up today was a tweet by one of the the Google Stadia.
And so that brings us
allegedly now.
that
His credentials are suspect.
Oh, really?
Geez.
Yeah. So this one's more so about streaming content, so streaming video games. So he said streamers are worried about getting their content pulled because they use music they didn't pay for. Should be more worried about the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. And he goes on to saying the real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. And lastly, he says most of the time playing the game just helps the streamer. People tune in to watch their show, which is built on content they didn't pay for. If their show required game content, then a percentage of their revenue should go to the game they used.
And that's Nintendo's argument against live streaming their games.
Yeah. Yep. And Nintendo lost that argument.
Yes. So here's the thing with that. He's technically right.
He's absolutely right.
He's right in like a legal sense, right? Like if you can't put a movie on your stream and just let it go, or a song, why should a video game be any different? Right. It's a lot of people behind the scenes there. There's a lot of money that went into creating it. We are in like the wild west of streaming, whether you're on Facebook Gaming or YouTube or Twitch or wherever. We're in this like uncharted territory for the time being. So like now it's kind of like Twitch. I think Twitch is kind of keeping their mouth shut about this because they're just like, well, that's our platform.
Oh no, our entire business model.
That's literally the business model.
We might be entirely a crime.
Yeah, and there's the argument of if you've bought the physical game, like then technically you've licensed it out. You know what I mean? So people are arguing
for
that
for yourself,
for yourself, not necessarily for distribution to other people, which is why like the music thing is happening, because you're in a way a radio station when you have music that maybe that you've paid for. Let's say you paid for a service, you did pay for that song, but it's not, you didn't license it out for everybody else. You know, like in business, you pay for a certain amount of seats for a product. Or or a service, and if you're using that like for above the seats that you purchase, so let's say you bought a particular software, you're buying it for one seat just yourself, and if you're using it on multiple computers, then that's technically illegal because you only bought the one license for the seat. So on one hand, everyone's like, I see what you're saying, but mostly this thing blew up because people were just like, are you insane? Imagine the growth of Among Us if everyone had to pay for the licensing, right? Like it wouldn't have happened the way it was. So let's say like the top streamers on Twitch are like, hey, here's this game you've never heard of that's kind of old. I want you to come play with me. You know, they talk to their other big streamer friends, but you need to pay this licensing, like a couple thousand, whatever, whatnot, in order for you to broadcast it to your viewers. So you got to pay thousands of dollars just to broadcast it out. So you have the licensing, and then in order to get everybody else in the lobby, those other streamers will have to do the same thing, pay thousands of dollars so that you technically have the licensing to show it to your thousands of viewers. Right. Like it's an insane model. It's crazy. It works in other avenues, but for game streaming, it just doesn't work. And Among Us wouldn't have blown up like the way it did.
Well, there's or Fortnite. Or Phantasma, whatever the hell that game is called.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Like there are those games that kind of like came out of nowhere that involve a community or community effort, and everyone loves that on Twitch because you can play it with your friends, and that's one thing. But like watching like personalities that you enjoy play it is a completely different other thing. That's why it was a successful part of Conan's show, right? Like that's why he did that, is because you could watch Conan O'Brien play with like a random celebrity, and then when he gets frustrated, his game guy actually just kind of like takes over, and like that's it. But like,
and that's half the charm of watching somebody like Xavier Woods for me. I mean, it combines two great tastes, wrestling and video games, and being friends with wrestlers and making them play video games.
Yeah, so like it's not feasible, and other streaming platforms like YouTube or Facebook will be fine if that ends up happening, because they'll be like, cool, we'll just cut this off, and we like lose a fingernail is what we lost out of that whole ordeal. Whereas Twitch will shut down. And while Amazon, you know, good old Papa Bezos won't really care too much, won't probably bat an eye, probably be helpful, because I imagine Twitch is probably losing quite a bit of money and throughout all of this like controversy and just in general. Yeah. He probably will be happy about it. So maybe Bezos is just like, shut it down.
Shut it all down.
Who knows?
But yeah, it's crazy. And it blew up. There's so many like Twitch streamers who were just so against it. Like some of them, like the partner ones, who are just like, you know, there's a lot of the time where partner streamers, they'll get paid to play a game. So if the game company themselves is like, hey, we're going to pay you, and you'll see it in Twitch streams, #ad, if they're playing, you know, like X game here. Right. So does that mean now the game company, in this guy's eyes, should pay for more licensing in that case, not just for the Twitch streamer to do it? I mean, like, this is a slippery slope. Right. I mean, and I see Crizzle Twitch in chat. There's also the argument that you pay to play the game. Twitch viewers aren't getting to play the game.
Right.
Yeah,
well, but like,
you can still get the full experience from a lot of games just by watching them.
Yeah.
Especially in the world in which we live, where, you know, well, Telltale is now defunct, which is
they're back. They're back.
Okay. They were briefly defunct.
Yes, they're back there.
Casey's finger on the pulse.
There you go.
Okay, but you know, Greg may have had their entire library because he went to a convention and it totally worked out sweet for him. I've never bought a single one.
Yep.
And yet I have played all of them by watching other people experience this.
It's all right. I've bought more than one copy of Walking Dead for the two of us. So maybe even one more member of the podcast.
Just might could.
Just might could. But like, yeah, like there are games like that. Certainly. Until Dawn. What was that? Life is Strange. Like all of those kind of games where like you could just watch it and like you don't ever have to play it because it's the same experience. And if you like, oh, what does this other choice do? Just hop over to a different stream and hope that they do a different take, or they do different options. But like this guy, as much as I hate what he's saying, he's not wrong, but what he's saying will destroy Twitch.
100%.
Yeah. And it is up to the developers, I think, ultimately. Like if they want to give a streamer a code for like fair use or whatever, then that's one thing. But like,
the other thing, though, is that the developers aren't stupid, right? It's not like they're just realizing this because this guy tweeted this out. This guy's just an asshole for saying it. Like, he's right. He's an asshole, though. Yeah. But like,
this can only harm people.
Yeah, it's
like being a corporate cog in a machine.
Yeah, like, it's gonna hurt them though. It's gonna hurt the streamer. It's gonna hurt everybody involved, right? And they would have done it a long time ago if it made sense.
Hi, this is Michael Dolce, host of the Rogue Wave podcast. If you like comics, movies, TV, pop culture, and want inside access to the creators behind it, then you've come to the right place. Join us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming live on Facebook.com/RogueWavePodcast and Twitch.tv/RogueWavePodcast. New episodes available on all major podcasting apps immediately following the live stream. Rogue Wave Podcast, the frequency for all things pop culture and the disruptors behind it.
One thing that did help Twitch was politicians getting themselves involved. And recently, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had her Twitch stream on live.
First ever Twitch stream to bring awareness to voting in the U.S. And right off the bat, she got like 300,000 followers in one day. Her stream had an incredible amount of concurrent viewers. She's a third most watched Twitch stream by any individual, peaking at about 440,000 concurrent viewers, which is insane.
Absolutely insane.
Just broke records and broke numbers. And it's funny too, because she was chiming in that other congressional people were watching to see what she was going to do, what she was going to say. And in the end, like, this was a great thing for Twitch. It was a great thing for democracy. It got people involved. Some of the other Twitch streamers who were younger in their early 20s were saying this is their first time voting, and they got involved in the event to help spread awareness. Even to some of the streamers or YouTubers like Jacksepticeye, who is Irish, but a lot of his audience is in America, were chiming in that, you know, hey, like this was a good thing, and I think they're going to go out and vote now. So yeah, it's insane. So it's crazy. Do you guys catch the stream?
Oh yeah,
I watched a little
part
bit of it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a full stream in its entirety, period, in my life.
Oh, anyone's stream?
Of anyone's stream.
Not even your own?
Not even my own.
You don't watch yours back
my
in
own?
full? That's what the
I'm
great
just
stuff.
here.
Like NFL players, they got to watch back all the plays to see what they did.
I know where the good parts were.
Yeah.
They're few and far between.
That's the rule. Don't watch the entire stream. Only watch your own highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think this is a very interesting thing for her to kind of do. It also kind of is very reminiscent of MTV's Rock the Vote for me for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
It has that kind of like
all your
cool
original,
feel to
all
it.
your original VJs showing up on your screen to tell you to vote.
Yeah. So it's like, it's very interesting that she decided to do this. It was definitely, I think, an attempt to like just reach the youth essentially and just be like, hey, get your butts out there and vote. And I really, really, really hope that if they have not already, that they are planning to do so, because this is a big turning point, in my opinion, for the United States of America, just in general. And I'm also kind of wondering if this was a test run for something else.
What?
Like if she
wait, how do we get here?
How do we get here? With a single sentence, with a single twist of my wand. Like, I'm wondering if she'll start to use this platform in just to like talk to people, not just like to play games, but like essentially this is going to be doing her a very big disservice when I say becoming a just chatting streamer, right? And just like sit out there, talk to the people directly, don't have to worry about like the lights, the camera, the action, all that stuff. Just like her computer in her home, talking about what's important.
Listen, there's a historical precedent for it. You know, I may not have your sweet microphone mixes, but I can still do old time radio. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt used to have fireside chats where he would hop on, make a public announcement, and it would be broadcast to basically every American who had a home, which was a lot, but not everyone, because he was hot off the Great Depression. But still, you know, I gotta say, almost every American family has access to a computer in some way or another. You know, and even if you don't watch it live, you've got the VODs and, you know, what have you. I'm sure this will get coverage on the news if she made it a regular thing, that she's got fireside chats by Twitch, and she's not even a president yet. I think it's great. You know, a congressperson is, you know, I don't want to say a lower tier person, but, you know, beneath the president, you know, other executive positions, the Senate, you know, senators, you know, there's so many of them in a state as big as New York. But the impact that this one woman has had on politics is outstanding.
And I think this will open the door for other politicians too of other parties. And I think that they should take note that this is a good way to reach their audience, whether you're right, left, libertarian, like whatever. I think they should spend more time talking to people, because AOC spends a lot of time on Instagram and Twitter talking directly to her audience. You know, like you've had like her opponents like kind of like admonish her for it. You know, like the older crusty gentlemen are like, oh yeah, she's on her Instagram, just, you know, out there just talking to people. But it's like, yeah, like Trump does the same thing. He goes on Twitter, he talks directly to the people. So I think that other congressional people, other, you know, senators, mayors, governors, like it would be great to see them all on Twitch just vibing with their audience. I mean, like, take note of this, because I've seen some articles where they're like, oh yeah, she's on that video game platform. No, it's really powerful. So if you're on in any party, I think they should really heed that. I mean, these numbers are insane. I mean, obviously because it's AOC, but I mean, like if even, you know, somebody like insert like right-wing politician here, but I think they would see good numbers too, and they would have an audience as well, you know.
Yeah, and it's important to note that let me phrase this, that her Twitch channel is not the first political Twitch channel, right? Like, or one that is featuring a politician. Bernie Sanders had one. Trump has. I don't know. I think I remember Trump getting banned from Twitch, but I could be wrong about that.
No, he sells the channel.
Oh, he sells the channel. Okay, yeah. So like they're out there, but so far it's just been kind of like not this. It's just been like, oh, like listen to him talk for a little bit, and no one really wants to do that. But like, this is different. This is seeing a politician as a person, which is much different than what we're used to, at least in my opinion.
I don't think AOC has ever been anything but a person.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's weird to say because obviously she's a person.
No, but we know what you mean. Like a lot of politicians, like it's like
person.
they always have this like polished appearance in public because that's how they're taught. And since she's younger, she knows that's not what everybody wants. They want like a real freaking person, especially her being from New York. You know, so it doesn't get more real than that.
Yeah. I mean, she's also the youngest member of Congress, like, period. And she's been under the gun ever since she won. So she's been in the public eye since she was running, basically.
Yeah.
It's insane. And she's been completely, I mean, as transparent as a politician can be, I imagine, but like everything from, just her days bartending, her time at school, like there's not really a lot of stones unturned with her that you would, compared to a lot of other politicians.
Yeah, could you imagine like Mitch McConnell doing this?
I think they're trying to make a password. That's why he wasn't on there throwing, Trump 2020 out at her.
What's a game that I used to play? Oh, here we go. Custer's Revenge for Atari. That's the kids like that. That game's not problematic at all.
Can you imagine like an actual an actual other politician that is quite a bit older trying to stream on Twitch and getting to just the game selection screen being like, I chose Pac-Man. Why is Pac-Man not on here? Yeah. Not knowing that just sets what his channel is supposed to be playing. He just assumes that you set
they have no hope whatsoever. They just should try to do Twitch. Like, oh, I can do this thing.
or they leave it on like the attract screen for Pac-Man. So it's like, look, I'm playing Pac-Man. And then it's just like, oh, why is it looping? My controller's not working. It's like, idiot. The game's playing itself. You're being played by the game, old man.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I selected Pong, but I don't say Pong. Where are the paddles? This is crazy. Oh, man. Speaking of crazy things, for our last topic here, I think I didn't think what happened in 2020 or at all, or if ever. They're making a Monster Hunter movie based on the game.
Paul W.S. Anderson, I get to put my wife in another movie.
Yeah. It screams of oh my god. So this movie this movie is made by the crew that brought you the wonderful Academy Award winning Resident Evil movies that everybody around the world loves.
It did not win an Academy Award.
He's being facetious.
No, you can't be facetious because we're not talking about
silly.
We're not talking about Academy Award winning Suicide Squad here.
Go on.
That's it. No, I'm just done.
Oh, another Casey joke that leads absolutely nowhere.
Wait, Casey, go on, take it.
No, let me swing this around. So Paul W.S. Anderson did the bulk of the Resident Evil movies, and his wife Mila Jovovich stars as Alice, also in most of them. And a lot of them are bad, but they were kind of coming around near the end, but people didn't really care anymore. The point I'm trying to say is you shouldn't see this movie on principle because the last time they made a Resident Evil movie, they put a stunt woman in the hospital and almost crippled her for life. So,
whoa,
yeah, sheer negligence. Don't support Paul W.S. Anderson.
Wow.
Okay.
So this movie looks like doo-doo.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I got big monsters in it though.
It literally just looks like Resident Evil, the movie, but in Monster Hunter world.
Yeah, and the big thing I don't care for is the whole like modernization aspect. Like they Jumanji this. They Jumanji this. But I'm
big Jumanji
stealing from Zach in the chat. 100% Jumanji this thing. Let's take modern day people. Let's bring them into some fantasy far off world or an isekai. And let's have the conversation throughout this entire movie of, oh, this thing's weird. This isn't like our stuff. Do they have phones here? What's that monster? Oh, we can't shoot it with our regular weapons. We got to use these crazy big old swords and this insect glaive. What? Like, it's just going to be the worst freaking movie ever.
Whoa, and are different. I can lift this giant club over my head.
we're gonna have that trope of like we're following along with them. They don't know anything. They're ignorant of this world, and we're gonna be learning as they learn. And it's just so annoying. It's gonna be the most annoying movie.
I'm already falling asleep, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like one friend who's like, oh, I think it looks pretty neat. I'm like, okay, take out the CG. What's neat about it? And he's just like, damn it.
Don't even take out the CG. You just saw the entire climax of the movie in the trailer.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What more need be said?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
You know what this movie is perfect for? And I haven't said this in a while. This is the perfect rainy day nap movie. is what this is.
True.
You put it
A
on,
good lullaby.
you don't really care what's going on. It has those like jump moments so you can wake up and just double check the time real quick to make sure you don't have to be anywhere.
I just can't wait to watch this movie on FX, like while I'm folding my laundry, on a Sunday.
Right, when it's on like TBS, the launch.
Yeah.
Like, it's something like that.
I mean,
And then right after
FX
is
does have the movies,
14th
so.
Transformers movie.
Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah. But I do give him credit. The only thing I give him credit for are that the creatures look phenomenal. Like Rathalos looks like Rathalos, Diablos looks like it, and they look the monsters look awesome. Monsters look really cool. And
yeah, but it was the same thing in Resident Evil. They look like Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Zombies.
that's what I'm saying. The
Resident Evil's
only thing I'll give him
Yeah,
credit for, and
fair,
I mean,
fair.
one other small thing is that the weapons too. Like, yeah, I loved using like the great sword that's made out of like the jawbone of one of the other animals.
Yeah,
and like I thought
yeah.
that I actually had that as I had that as like a loot box, like a loot crate. Actually came with like a mini
nice.
like a mini version of that, which I thought was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But I don't know why Hollywood keeps measuring things with. Like, the only reason why these Resident Evil people are making this movie is because the Hollywood people are like, all right, this is a video game movie. What video game movie loosely made a lot of money? Oh, those
Detective Pikachu.
Like
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Doesn't fit you too. Well, we can't. Those people are too expensive. What about the Resident Evil people? They're like budget, and their movies made money. Yeah, their movies did make money.
Excellent answer, Johnson. But let's go cheaper. Much cheaper.
Yeah, it was much cheaper. We can't get the Detective Pikachu.
And also, let's make it look like Starship Troopers, but also worse and with dragons. What do we got?
That's
Give me
actually
something,
really
Johnson. Give me something.
That's a really good. It does. At certain points, it does. They have like bugs and stuff in this. Oh man, and Tony Jaa on Buck. I don't like what. Okay.
Money. It's all money.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, you want a boatload of money? It's like, yeah, we'll just cut a dinosaur out. It's fine. We'll cut a monster out. It's fine.
Boom. Here we get
There we go.
big old
There-
Tony Jaa. But yeah,
Let me ask you this. I have a very serious question about this movie, though. Or maybe it's more about.
Are you
Mila
sure
Jovovich.
it's a serious question?
It's a very serious question. Do you think that it is in Mila's contract to always have two swords? Because I feel like she had two swords in Resident Evil.
What is with you and these secret Hollywood contracts? like
Shadow
Like
contracts.
it's like in her
Smith-
contract somewhere.
Will Smith and Jaden Smith being a package deal? Like,
Buy one, get one free.
no.
I
don't
think
know.
maybe someone along the way was like, "Oh, she looks really cool with like two weapons in her hair. Let's keep." Or she requested because she's like, "I look really cool with
I
two
guess-
weapons in my
That's
hair."
what I
She
think
has
it is.
really
I think
terrible balance problems. She's got like a continuous inner ear infection. She
Oh,
has
man.
to have.
So
two
she has to
swords.
like balance herself out.
If she
Oh.
has one sword, she'll drift out of frame.
Yeah.
She's got
So it's
controller
cheaper
drift,
just to
but
build
as a
another
human.
sword.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
seriously wondering if it's getting to that like Samuel L. Jackson in the color purple kind of deal.
The man
We're
just
like-
loves purple.
He's just
He-
always
he
wearing
loves-
purple, and that's awesome. But like, I feel like every time I see her in an action thing, she's just got two swords at one point. And I don't know why.
Package deals. Zach in the check, the Helen Bottom Corner and Johnny Depp package deal.
Yeah, real.
True.
What? No, hold on.
That's all Tim Burton. That's all Tim
That's
Burton.
a different story. That's
Yeah.
Tim Burton. wanting
Tim Burton's like,
Johnny
I'm making a movie. Get Johnny Depp and my wife.
Yeah, and just make him kiss. Just get her, Johnny.
Do you think-
Do it.
do you
He
think-
does that. It's so weird. He
kiss
says that.
Tim,
Do you think Tim
cuckold?
Burton looks in the mirror and sees Johnny Depp?
Oh,
I mean, maybe.
Imagine.
that'd make a lot of sense as why he
Right?
gets Johnny Depp to make out with his wife in every movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What were we
Mhm.
talking about?
I don't know, but
a
I can't
bad
get
movie.
Oh, yeah.
the image
I know.
of Helen Bottom Corner and Johnny
I'm
Depp
sure-
making out. Right?
I'm sure what it is that when Paul W.S. Anderson makes a movie and he wants to put his wife in it, he's just like, hey, what do you want to do? I'm directing this movie. I could do whatever I want. Is he producing it too? He might even be producing it.
I didn't care
I
enough
have
to even
no
look at
idea.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing this
I
movie.
think Mia Mabi has some producer because in the American trailer, her name is on the title, but in the international one, it's not.
Weird.
God, yeah, I don't know. Maybe because the American trailer, like they need like, and it's also the American trailer is also cut differently. There's like
Wait a
there's
second.
more action, there's more like slow mo, but the international trailer kind of builds the story and then kind of like just shows you everything. But the
You
American one
mean-
is just
You mean the story of that 90s cartoon King Arthur and the Knights of Camelot, where a bunch of football jocks in a bus like fall into King Arthur times?
That was a
That's
great-
Wait a
pretty
minute.
much this freaking
Wait, wasn't that
story.
a Martin Lawrence movie?
That was
No,
also
that was,
Martin.
oh, that was
Lawrence
Black Knight.
movie. There was,
that was
there's
Black
also,
Knight.
there's also a kid
Wait,
in
so
King
he was
Arthur's
just
court.
wearing he was just wearing a football jersey. Okay, I got confused for a second. Apparently Toho is a producer on this. Which
Oh.
is,
I think Zach, Paul Anderson is
which
a
is
producer on
cool
here.
because Toho makes Godzilla, and No, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Oh my
giving
god!
No,
it-
no,
Casey's
don't even-
trying to
don't
talk
even.
himself into seeing this movie.
I need to stop doing.
You
the
know what? You know
research
what? You know
right
what,
now.
Casey? Go see this movie.
No.
Have at it.
You
Have
tell us
fun.
about it.
Tell us about
I mean,
it.
see,
Yes,
studios have money to bring in consultants, right? And if you're doing like big level kaiju type monsters, who's the best person to throw a lot of money at?
Yeah, you're not wrong. But also, I am not going to go see a movie when I literally live in COVID zone 2020.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
I'm just gonna say the best thing Bill and Ted 3 ever did was just do like a straight regular home release, digital release. It was just like, yep, I'll pay it, no problem. I was gonna go see this movie in the theater anyways and spend $30. I'll spend 20, 25 just to own it. Why not?
Also,
Yeah.
the only people who made that movie were people who just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah.
They didn't make
Yeah.
a third Bill and Ted being like, oh, this will make so much money. It's like, no, we got Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves to hang out again, and it's great.
And that's all the time we have for this week on the podcast. Make sure to tune in each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/RealRogueMatter. Make sure to also catch us in every major podcasting app, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. And while you're doing that, make sure to head on over to RogueMatter.com and catch the other Rogue creators as well. That's it for us. We'll see you next time, or we'll see you another time.